one.
So, is there any like tips for what you would suggest someone when they send you something, how it's like to get it you in the best form before you, so you can mix it better?
Yeah, okay. So it's all pretty obvious stuff, but it's things that people don't do, like name your tracks. Name your tracks something that I'm going to understand.
Yeah.
So I don't want loads of audio 001.02s. Like I want vocal,
Like rhythm
guitar
left,
one,
rhythm right.
Yeah, any of that. If you've got an idea about how you think you want it to sound at the end of it, like a rough mix is always helpful. But what I want is, I don't want your project file. I don't want like your Logic file rough mixed, because I'm only going to start again. What I want is the stems, so the original audios, and a bounced version of how your ideas. And I'll.
What do you mean by bounced?
So like so a stereo WAV of the final thing, as opposed to like the project.
Yeah.
Just something that I could stick on in the car or something to have a listen to, get a feel for.
Yeah, the car still the universal standard of how you listen to something.
Absolutely.
I always found that if it can't make it sound good on shitty, normal, average speakers,
absolutely,
then forget about the big fancy ones.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's good. Some reference tracks, always good, like The Dream, what you'd like it to sound like. And they're always difficult ones to kind of explain what I mean. I don't necessarily... It might not be something that is even in the same genre as what you're aiming for. But what I want is a reference of like stuff that you think sounds good, something you
think you might want to sound a bit like.
Yeah, because that might... the things I pick up from that are like... I don't want to hear you say, all right, if you're a new metal band, right, I'm not expecting you to necessarily send me like a Deftones track because you want to sound like the Deftones and you think you're the next Deftones, right? And that's kind of not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, you might send me, all right, here's an example, seeing as though we were talking grunge before. For me, it'd be the difference between sending me something off In Utero and sending me something off Nevermind, right?
Yeah.
Right? If you're sending me the Nevermind track, straight away, I'm like, right, there's a certain polished sound that you're interested in. There's a certain drum sound that you like. There's definitely a certain vocal sound that you're interested in, comparative to if you sent me something off In Utero. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm looking for... how that works with the reverb techniques. I'm looking for, do I go in and like minutely tune all your vocals? Do I not bother? Those kinds of things are kind of helpful things. And then I guess I just want permission to use or not use things at my desire. But then what I do is I'll mix. Typically, I'll mix what I think it should sound like, and I might cut a guitar part, or I might do any of those kinds of things. But I'm not unflexible. Like if you come back to me and go, I really want that in, then I'll stick it back in or I'll work it. But what I'd normally do is give you my vision first, because I think that can be. I think that's what you're hiring me for, really. Is that, and it can be really easy with infinite tracks now available to keep adding and adding and adding. So I'll be looking at crafting a start to finish thing based on what you sent me. I might even go back to you and go, I think you need another backing vocal or another bit here. Could you try adding me that in? Or I'll do it myself and say, like, either now you do it for me or I'll keep the one I did or something. But yeah, references, an idea of what you want it to sound like from your own rough mix, well labeled audio. And then the only other thing that's handy is like what the technicalities of how you recorded it are. So is it 16-bit or 24-bit? Is it at 48 kilohertz or 44.1? I can work that stuff out, but just knowing it is
it's easy for you.
Other than that,
it's good to know.
That's it. And then let me work my magic.
Does it take a long time or does it just depend?
It really, really depends. It depends what it is. And the first one takes a lot longer.
Because you're getting all your boundaries then, aren't you? Your parameters.
Yeah,
and
stuff. Depending on what it's for, I might set up a load of presets as well.
Yeah.
So if you've got
tracks.
Exactly, if you've got like 5 tracks and you recorded them all in the same place and you did all the drums on a day and all the guitars on a day, and you're going for like an overall sound for an EP or something, then once I've done one and I've got something, I'll probably send you one and I'll get a feel for when you're happy with one, and then I'll use that to set up a bunch of presets or for other things. I reckon it takes me. I'll probably mix a track in the morning.
Okay. So you ever mix it and then like leave it, then come back to it. And
Definitely, but that's all to do with
That was a big thing for me.
frame of mind.
you can get lost. You can get lost in something.
Some things just come together quite quickly straight away. Some things, if it starts to become hard work, I try to leave it and come back to it. But honestly, there's not very many things I mix that I didn't track as well.
Right.
But I'm just thinking at the moment that there might be a lot of stuff that people have done at home, so that's the kind of thinking that's a good thing to be offering a bit more of, at least saying that I'm open to doing. But I don't do. It's not something I've done a lot of previously. Mostly it's stuff I've tracked.
Right.